Picture this. Two people at the same dinner party. Both earn $120,000 per year. You would never know the difference from the outside. One drives a leased BMW, lives in a large apartment in an expensive neighborhood, wears clothes that signal success, and takes international vacations twice a year. The other drives a paid-off Honda Civic, lives in a modest apartment, dresses unremarkably, and has $400,000 in invested assets. Same income, completely different financial futures. The first person is 2 missed paychecks from financial crisis. The second person could stop working for years and survive comfortably. Their W-2s are identical. Their financial realities are not even in the same universe. Here's what nobody explains clearly. Income predicts lifestyle. It does not predict wealth. And the number that actually predicts your financial future is not how much you earn. It is the ratio between what you have accumulated and what you earn. And most people have never calculated it. By the end of this video, you will calculate a single number that predicts your financial future more accurately than your income. And most people in your income bracket have never heard of it. If that sounds like the sharper measuring tool you have been looking for, hit subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's start with what income actually predicts, because most people treat their salary as the primary measure of their financial health. And salary is genuinely useful for some things. It predicts what apartment you can afford. It predicts what car payment you can carry. It predicts how much you can spend on a vacation. Income is an excellent predictor of lifestyle. What income does not predict is wealth. The correlation between income and net worth is significantly weaker than most people assume. A person earning $200,000 per year and saving 5% of their income accumulates wealth more slowly than a person earning $80,000 per year and saving 30% of their income. The math is simple and the implications are significant. Income without savings rate is just expensive living. The data on this is sobering. Research into the actual net worth of high earners consistently shows that income and wealth diverge dramatically across people at similar income levels. The divergence is not random. It is explained almost entirely by savings rate, which is the primary driver of the ratio I am about to introduce. Here is the ratio. It is called the Wealth Accumulation Ratio. The calculation is simple. Take your current net worth and divide it by your gross annual income. The result is your wealth accumulation ratio. If your net worth is $120,000 and your annual income is $120,000, your ratio is 1.0. If your net worth is $60,000 and your annual income is $120,000, your ratio is 0.5. If your net worth is $300,000 and your annual income is $120,000, your ratio is 2.5. This single number tells you something that neither your income nor your net worth can tell you alone. It tells you how efficiently you are converting your income into permanent wealth. A high income with a low ratio means your income is largely being converted into lifestyle. A modest income with a high ratio means your income is being converted into assets. The ratio is the efficiency score of your financial life. The concept comes from research into wealth accumulation patterns across American households, the same body of research that found that most millionaires in America look nothing like the lifestyle most people associate with wealth. They drive ordinary cars. They live in ordinary houses. They accumulate quietly because their ratio is high, not because their income is extraordinary. Here is how to read your ratio. 3 specific zones. Zone 1 is the underaccumulator. A ratio below 0.5 means you have accumulated significantly less wealth than expected given your income and time in the workforce. Underaccumulators are not necessarily low earners. They are often high earners whose lifestyle has kept pace with or exceeded their income growth. They earn well. They spend almost all of it. Their ratio stays low because their net worth grows slowly relative to what flows through their hands every year. Underaccumulators are financially fragile regardless of their income. A job loss, a medical event, or a sustained economic downturn hits them the same way it hits someone earning a fraction of their salary because their liquid assets provide almost no buffer. High income with low ratio is not wealth. It is an expensive lifestyle that requires continuous income to maintain. Zone 2 is the average accumulator. A ratio between 0.5 and 1.0 means you are on pace with conventional expectations. You are building wealth. You are likely contributing to retirement accounts and carrying moderate savings. But you are not building wealth rapidly. At this ratio, financial independence is possible but distant. The timeline is conventional. Work the standard career, retire at conventional retirement age, hope the market cooperates. Zone 3 is the prodigious accumulator, a ratio above 1.0 and ideally approaching or exceeding 2.0 means you are building wealth significantly faster than your income level would suggest. The prodigious accumulator has converted income into assets at an accelerated rate. Their net worth is not a reflection of their income. It is a reflection of their savings rate applied consistently over time. A ratio of 2.0 at age 40 with an income of $100,000 means $200,000 in net worth. That is not retirement. But the trajectory it represents, consistent high savings rate producing compound growth, is the trajectory that produces financial independence well ahead of conventional retirement age. Here's why high earners often have the lowest ratios. And this is the part that genuinely surprises people. Income growth without savings rate discipline produces a predictable pattern. The person earns more. They upgrade their lifestyle to match the new income level. The higher income and higher expenses reach a new equilibrium. The savings rate stays approximately the same even as the income grows. And the ratio stays low or grows very slowly because every income increase is absorbed by an equivalent lifestyle increase. This is lifestyle inflation. And it is most dangerous for high earners because the amounts involved are larger. A person earning $200,000 with a 5% savings rate saves $10,000 per year. A person earning $80,000 with a 25% savings rate saves $20,000 per year. The $80,000 earner is building wealth twice as fast as the $200,000 earner because their ratio is rising twice as fast. The income hides this. When you look at the $200,000 income, you see financial success. When you calculate the ratio, you see a different story. The ratio does not care about the BMW. It does not care about the vacation. It counts what stayed. The trap of optimizing income without optimizing the ratio is one of the most common patterns in personal finance. It produces people who work hard, earn well, live comfortably, and arrive at retirement age financially unprepared because the number they were optimizing, income, does not directly produce the outcome they wanted, wealth. So what actually moves the ratio? Two things only. First, your net worth grows faster than your income. This happens when your savings rate is high enough that invested assets are compounding significantly, when you make deliberate choices to convert income into assets rather than lifestyle, and when you track the ratio rather than the income or the balance in isolation. Second, your income grows without a proportional increase in expenses. A raise that goes entirely into savings rather than lifestyle upgrades raises the ratio. A promotion that funds a bigger apartment and a new car lease raises the income but leaves the ratio unchanged or lower. Every decision that routes dollars toward assets rather than lifestyle improves the ratio. Every decision that routes income increases toward lifestyle, upgrades, maintains, or erodes it. The ratio is the score of every financial decision you have ever made expressed as a single number. Here is how to calculate yours right now. One calculation: net worth divided by gross annual income. Net worth is your total assets minus your total liabilities. Investment accounts, savings, home equity, retirement accounts, everything you own minus everything you owe. Gross annual income is what you earn before taxes. Divide the first by the second. If your ratio is below 0.5, you are an under-accumulator, and the gap between your income and your wealth accumulation is significant. The fix is savings rate. If your ratio is between 0.5 and 1.0, you are an average accumulator. You are building wealth, but not quickly. There is meaningful room to improve the ratio, and the improvement produces nonlinear results over time. If your ratio is above 1.0, you are a prodigious accumulator. You are converting income into wealth at an above-average rate. Every year at this ratio compounds the advantage. The ratio is not fixed. It moves with every financial decision. And unlike your income, which depends on employers, markets, and circumstances outside your control, your ratio is almost entirely determined by choices within your control. Go back to that dinner party. 2 people. Same $120,000 income, one with a leased BMW and 2 missed paychecks of financial cushion, one with a paid-off Honda and $400,000 in invested assets. Run the ratio on both. Person 1. Net worth approximately 0 or negative after subtracting the car lease liability and the credit card balance. Income $120,000. Ratio approximately 0 or below. Under accumulator. Person 2. Net worth $400,000. Income $120,000. Ratio 3.3. Prodigious accumulator. Same income. The income told you nothing. The ratio told you everything. You were never just earning a salary. You were running a ratio. The salary told people what you earned. The ratio tells you what you kept. And between those two numbers is the entire story of your financial future. Now you know which one to watch.